Just at 6:45, your top stories this Tuesday in our Sunrise Smart Start. Rochester police are busy stepping up their patrols along Jefferson Avenue in the city after numerous shootings from the weekend, including a homicide, the killing of a 15-year-old boy on that stretch of road. So far to date this year, more than 150 people have been shot in Rochester. For all of 2022, there were 351 gunshot victims. The order for the gun violence state of emergency has remained in place, getting extended every month for the last 12 months, giving the city the authority to close down some roads. Although shootings are down at this point compared to last year, police say having that authority with the order helps to crack down on more violence. Changes are coming within Monroe County's probation department. The move came about last summer after the arrest of level 2 sex offender Shaddad Al-Gaithi, who was on probation at the time, accused of raping a 13-year-old girl where he worked. That was a convenience store right across the street from school number 25. An independent review of the probation department and an assessment coming from the county's Office of Public Integrity uncovered several issues like inadequate training, flawed procedures, and policies that haven't been updated in decades. The findings offered several recommendations for change in those reports. One alteration included mandatory site visits at employment locations. Currently, the probation department as well was split into two divisions. The Family Services Group focused on juvenile offenses, the other called Criminal Services focused on adults.
We've just announced a third division that will be restructuring the department, and that's the Special Operations Division, and they will focus on probationers that have gun offenses or have the likelihood of being involved in gun crime.
Other changes include technology updates and staffing levels. They've added 26 sworn peace officers to the probation department, along with 5 additional support members. You still have some more time to give feedback for the Rochester Police Accountability Board's latest Right to Know proposal. It's an analysis of how RPD officers identify themselves while on duty. If you missed the presentation that was online last night, the in-person session to weigh in is scheduled for next week, August 3rd, at the First Church of God in Rochester. Questions and comments still being accepted by the board, and we have a link for all that over on the homepage of rochesterfirst.com. Workers with the Rochester Housing Authority, along with union members of Local 1635F, have been marching and picketing downtown. They claim they've been ignored by RHA management in contract negotiations. The union president tells News 8 just last month numerous employee cars were broken into in the parking lot, forcing many to use their own time and money for repairs. The union claims management will not come to an agreement in the negotiation process, and now they're declaring an impasse.
We want a fair wage and we want good benefits, health care. You know, we want when individuals put 30 years into a place like this, they don't have to sit there and suffer and worry about their own medical health insurance for themselves and their family.
We've reached out to RHA for comment, have yet to hear back. We're told a mediation session with a state official is scheduled for today. President Joe Biden has nominated a Pittsford native, Admiral Lisa Francetti, to lead the Navy. It's a historic move for the military, as she could be the first woman to ever lead military service within the Defense Department. She says back in 1985, when she first joined the Navy, a lot of doors were closed for women, and now she says things are a lot different.
All 83,000 female sailors can make a difference every day in every single one of our communities. I think that they are our shipmates, they're their daughters, their spouses, their sisters. They bring from across America all the critical thinking skills that we need to be able to be the world's most formidable fighting force.
Francetti is currently Vice Chief of Operations for the Navy. She would go on to join the Joint Chiefs of Staff, that of course a group of top uniformed service members who advise the president on a variety of military issues. New updates on a bizarre case out of Alabama. Days after a woman disappeared and was later found safe, authorities say Carly Russell has admitted she was never kidnapped. Police say the 25-year-old woman was not abducted the night of July 13th, as she and her family previously reported. On top of that, they say she did not see a child walking along the interstate the night she vanished. Her attorney is asking the community for prayers as Carly and her family address the issue, trying to move forward, acknowledging she made a mistake in that story. Sunrise traffic, 10 minutes to go until 7 o'clock, checking around the city. The expressway's looking good. That's the view from the west side as you're getting ready to head out. out this Tuesday morning. We'll check sunrise traffic again when we see you for our cut-in, CBS Mornings at about 7:25. Back to the news. A first in the state medical initiative is coming to the Rochester area. It's this mobile CPR training station, a partnership between U of R Medicine and the American Heart Association. The machine, again, first of its kind for New York and only second of its kind in the country.
I think huge, because, studies and evidence show that if you can start circulation CPR within that 2 minutes, it's huge for outcomes for people. So more people in the community can at least start compressions and call 911 until EMS arrives and can get the defibrillator hooked up and so forth, is going to really change lives and outcomes and survival rates.
Great to have. UR Medicine plans to introduce that training station for CPR at Fisher tomorrow for the start of Bill's Camp. From there, it will be moved around to various events throughout the county. A huge advocate for this practice of CPR, of course, is Bill Safety DeMar Hamlin. Hamlin was back in Cincinnati over the weekend hosting a free training course at the University of Cincinnati. Part of his nationwide CPR tour. This was also Hamlin's first time back in Cincy since that Monday Night Football game in January, the hit and his cardiac arrest. Since that night, Hamlin has made it his mission to teach others CPR in case of an emergency.
Because he is a household name, it's very helpful. He's an NFL player. Everyone saw the chain of survival happen that day on January 2nd. And I was sitting at home on my couch. Other people were at that game, millions and millions. And so you saw what can happen when the chain of survival is in play.
Hamlin has donated AEDs to 50 sports groups in Cincinnati so they have access to the life-saving equipment. He, by the way, when it comes to football, has been cleared. He's been practicing with the helmet on. He'll be back at training camp with the rest of the team when they start things off tomorrow morning. Negative update from the Bills right before they start camp. Naim Heinz is done for the season. NFL Network reports Heinz had a serious knee injury in a jet ski crash. He was apparently sitting on a stationary jet ski when another rider ran into him and hit his knee. He needs surgery to repair that. He was expected to serve as the team's top kickoff and punt returner. Wishing him well. That's just a terrible break for him heading into the new season. In recent months, we've all heard of the spotted lanternfly being the newest invasive species. Now the state DEC is warning you to keep an eye out for something else. The elm zigzag sawfly. State bug experts emphasize there's no need to panic. Just if you see one, let them know. Originally from Eastern Asia, arrived here in New York last year, the zigzag sawfly is another potential threat to the already struggling elm tree.
In natural settings, we're seeing it feed on all elm species, American elm, slippery elm. It does complicate some of the great efforts that are happening out there. For example, the U.S. Forest Service has an elm resistance breeding program.
In just 15 years during the mid-1900s, Rochester lost about 20,000 elm trees due to Dutch elm disease. Around 8 counties for this current concern in New York have confirmed populations of the elm zigzag sawfly, including locally in Ontario County. The CDS Wolf Foundation, a local group looking to create better living opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, put on its 36th annual Salute to Veterans golf tournament Monday at Oak Hill Country Club. This benefits the Warrior Salute Services program. The group's communications manager tells us they hope to beat last year's grand total of $600,000 to continue that support.
10 years ago, our then CEO, Sankar Sunat, found that the need for veterans coming back and getting the help that they need was lacking. This program gives them the opportunity. It takes care of all their housing, their food, their shelter, everything like that, so they can focus on their recovery. And we've helped over 400 veterans since the time it started.
He adds each year the group pushes to increase that number of veterans it can help. The event features more than just golfers you see there. Some bagpipers out by the green, and we had News 8's Adam Chodak there emceeing the event at Oak Hill, which they're just about done breaking down after the PGA Championship. Tonight you got another chance to become a Mega Millionaire. Mega Millions jackpot now sitting around $820 million, the 5th largest prize in the game's history. Cash option, roughly $422 million. Take out those taxes. If there's no winner, Mega Millions could roll over again, and maybe we get another $1 billion prize for Friday night. Remember, for Powerball, we had that $1 billion winning ticket sold last week in Los Angeles. Good luck. Dream big. Play responsibly.
I think if I won, I'd probably get somebody to mow my lawn.
Is that what you want to do? How many times you cut in a week now?
Yeah, probably once a week is really my
At least, yeah.
I will let it go bonkers. I will not mow more than once a week. That's kind of my standard there.
I'm like 1.5 now.
do
I'll try to
twice a
do
week?
the front or the back, maybe one extra day. Getting to that point.
Yeah.
Everything's so green and lush.
You got to keep up with the neighbors.
That is true. Peer pressure.
That's right. 91 degrees tomorrow. That's going to be the day where I'd say it's going to be a little bit tough for the body to cool down. Storms on Thursday. Let's keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, we watch those storms fizzle out by the weekend.
And tomorrow, Bills, Josh Allen, they're here. We'll have live reports from Fisher for you on Sunrise. We're back here in 30 minutes.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.